hiccups. I am still exploring different platforms to make sure that I get the best for YouTube Live. So, yeah, if you were with me, hopefully you are with me and you can see me live now. So, guys, it is great to have you with me. My name is Angela, and thank you for being here with me at Time Out with Angela. We do all sorts on this channel. It's primarily lifestyle, and here we look at yeah, everything to do with the health and wellness journey. Oh, hi, Horatio. Thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you. And thanks for letting me know as well that, yeah, of my technical difficulties. I'm still exploring different platforms to find the best platform for me, the most affordable, because it's expensive to stream on. You know, you've got to sign up for memberships, monthly memberships. So I'm just trying different platforms to find a free one at the moment, because my little YouTube channel business has no money. So I'm just trying to find the platform that means that I can come to you live for free, and also get the best quality of sound and video quality as well. So I'm trying different things. So at the moment I'm on my phone rather than my laptop, and I'm trying it out with a new microphone. So I'm trying lots and lots of different things. So if I do have technical difficulties, then bear with me. But it's wonderful to have you with me today. So if you are new to this channel, my name is Angela, and this is Time Out with Angela. And here I do, my channel is all about lifestyle. So I've been on the journey to improve my health. Oh, right. Good. That's good to hear. I look and sound great. Oh, so brilliant. Fabulous. Thank you for letting me know. So I'm on this journey to improve my health, to live my best life. And as part of that journey, I am losing weight, and I have lost 115 pounds as of the end of January 2024. So on this channel, I share my tips and my hacks about my journey. I also talk about recipes and food that has helped me along the way. I talk a lot about mindset as well. I do shopping hauls, food hauls, general household hauls. I like those, and some clothing hauls. I've got a few clothing hauls that I'm planning because I need a new wardrobe, so I'm going to be doing that. And in the summer, I'm going to be getting out in the garden and do a little bit of gardening. So we do all sorts here. So it is primarily about healthy lifestyle and living our best life. So some of what I may say may resonate with you, and if it does, then brilliant. I hope it helps you, and I hope it makes a difference to you. But I also realise that what works for me may not necessarily work for you or work for everyone, and that's absolutely fine too. I always say, take what you need. Take what you need. Generally in life, not everything that I hear is right for me or right for me at that time. But sometimes I do like to listen, and I park it, and it might come in useful in the future. But yeah, you know, we just take what we need. So how are you? How are you today? I hope whatever you're doing, whatever you've got planned for the day, I hope that it's all good. This is going to be a quick live today because I'm going out. My friend's picking me up and we're going out today for the day, which is nice. And then tomorrow I'm going to the movies. So that just got me thinking about foods that we like to snack on, foods that we eat when we go to the movies. And one of the reasons this is key for me, I've got me coffee here in me time mug. One of the things that was key for me, and it just got me thinking, was going to the movies. We're going to see the Bob Marley musical, One Love. I'm so excited about that. I've seen the Bob Marley musical, the theatre show, and there's been 2 different companies in the last 10 years that have done the theatre show, and I've been to see both of them. Oh my days. Oh my days. They were just spectacular. It's in my top 5, both of them, because both of them come from different perspectives, and both of them are in my top 5 of all time theatre productions. Stunning. So when I heard about the movie coming out, I was super stoked about seeing the movie. So I'm seeing that this weekend. But a couple of weeks ago, we went to see The Colour Purple, which, if you've not seen it, if you have not seen The Colour Purple, that's also another one that I've seen the theatre show for that. Absolutely stunning. And that's also in my top, some of my top theatre shows. But we went to see The Colour Purple, and I was a bit unprepared. And whilst my friend... Oh, Horatio, you woke up after a bad night of overindulgence. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear you've had a bad night. But you listened to my Q&A, yeah, part 3. So I'm glad that helped. And do check out part 1 and part 2 as well if you've not done so already. So when we went to see the movie The Colour Purple the other week, I was a bit unprepared. And my friend... There was a couple of us, and one of my friends was all prepared. She came all prepared, and she had made her popcorn at home and brought it in a little bag, and she was all sorted, even had her drink and everything. But me, I wasn't prepared at all. So there's something about going to a movie theatre, because in my head I was like, no, I'm not hungry, I don't want anything. But as soon as I got inside, the smell of that food was just drawing me, and I joined the queue, a very long queue, and you know they're always really slow. The queue doesn't move very fast, so that gave me time to think about what I was going to have. And at first I thought I'll just get some popcorn, just some salted popcorn, and that's it. Anyway, I'm in the queue and I'm checking out the prices. Couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the prices. It's like £8 for a tub of popcorn. I was like, this is madness. And I thought, forget that. I'll have some nachos, because people in front, you know, of the desk were ordering nachos. So I looked and thought a box of nachos with like a salsa and cheesy sauce and a drink, $15.99. I was like, what? Now don't get me wrong, guys, I'm not tight, but I refuse to pay $15.99 for a drink and a few nachos and a dip. For $15.99, I'm expecting a meal. I'm like, no, I refuse. So I ended up buying a bag of Doritos for $3.99, and I thought, okay, I can live with that. So it wasn't even so much the cost. That wasn't my issue. It was how I was going to manage how I was going to manage dealing with this big bag, because it's a big family size bag. It's not even like a small one, a big family one. And I thought in my head, I was like, okay, I've got my friend is calling me, but I can't. I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone doing this live on my phone, and my friend is calling me on the phone, so I've just had to click it off. So in my head, I was thinking, this is danger zone for me. This is a danger point, because I'm sat here with a drink. Didn't mind the drink, but it was a bottle of Diet Pepsi. I was cool with that. I was fine with that. But I was like, how am I going to navigate this giant family-sized bag of nachos, of Doritos? And I thought, it was either have that or have nothing. And I didn't want to sit and have nothing. Or I could buy some sweets. And I thought, no, I don't want to buy the sweets. So I thought, and I'm not paying $15.99 for a little box of nachos with the sauce. I thought, no, I'll get the Doritos. So I got in this movie theatre, sat down, and I thought to myself, I'll just have a few. And well, a few led to a few more. That led to a few more. And I'm halfway down this bag, and I just thought, okay, Angela, just stop. So I did. I stopped. I rolled my packet up and I put it in my bag. Anyway, halfway through the movie, and you know what I realised it was? There was two things that caught me aware. One, I was in an environment, I was sat in the dark, and I was like, well, if I'm sat in the dark, nobody can see me eating this. Stinky thinking is what I call that. Stinky thinking. That's just stupid. I'm fooling myself. I was fooling myself. I'm sat in the dark. Nobody can see me eating, so it doesn't matter. Mindset needed to be tweaked. But the other thing that caught me was the movie was so emotional. It was so emotional. It was stunning from so many different angles, so many different perspectives, on so many different levels. It was genius, but it was incredibly emotive. And then my emotional eating kicked in. And before I knew it, this whole bag of Doritos, this family bag of Doritos, was gone. And we hadn't even got halfway through the movie. Hadn't even got halfway through, and it had gone. And I know that if I had a second bag of Doritos, that would have gone as well. And I'd even probably have munched through a third bag. And it taught me something about myself. It taught me that I'm still very much dealing with emotional eating. And I don't think I ever will get to a point where I've cracked emotional eating, because, we are emotional eaters. We've learned that from childhood. But there are certain situations and circumstances that trigger my emotional eating. Would I have eaten that whole bag of Doritos if I was at home, sat with the lights on or the lamp on? I don't think I would. Only because what I would have done is I would have portioned out those Doritos, put them in a bowl, and made a dip to go with it. So I would have had something like, on, if you're following the Weight Watchers plan, like I am, on the app there is a lovely tuna mayo dip. And you serve it with like nachos or things like that. And I've made that before, and it's just tuna, a bit of mayo, and the 0% Greek yogurt, and you mix that all up together, and then you season that with like paprika, salt and pepper, or if you like mustard, put a little bit of mustard in, and you just give it all a good stir, and it makes a beautiful dip. So and that is, if you're counting points, that would be very, very low. So I would have had a portion of Doritos just in a small bowl with a portion of this dip. So in my mind, I'm eating double the quantity of the Doritos, yeah, because now I'm working from 2 bowls. So if I was eating at home, I don't think I would eaten the whole bag, even though the movie was still emotional. And I might have gone back and had a second helping of Doritos, but I would never eat a whole bag, never. And I'm talking the big family pack. So that taught me that about where I am with my emotional eating. But the other situation was the environment. In the movie theatre, I was sat in the dark. In my head, nobody can see me eating this. I couldn't even see myself eating it because I'm fixed on the screen. My hand is just going from the bag to mouth, bag to mouth, bag to mouth, in between getting the tissues and drying my eyes. I must add, I've got a hair on my glasses. It's tickling my face. And if I'm at home, I would have had the lights. Well, my lamp would have been on, so I wouldn't have been completely in the dark. So yeah, it taught me that my environment and my emotions absolutely fed into that situation. So when I go to the movies tomorrow, I'm being prepared. So I'm going to make my popcorn. I'm going to bag it up, portion it out, and take it with me. My saving grace the other week was that I didn't buy a bag of sweets or a bag of chocolates, because I would have done exactly the same thing. I would have sat and eaten the sweets. And I'm glad that I didn't buy the Doritos and a bag of sweets, because I would have eaten a lot. Because my mindset would have just, I'm in the dark, my emotions have taken hold of me. That was it. That would have been it. So that is what's led me to do this live today, to talk about TV snacks and snacks when we're watching the TV, or snacks when we're going to the movies, the theatre, and when we're out and about as well. So I wanted to talk about that. So having thought about that, and on my journey, I tend to group my snacks into a couple of different categories, and I go for what I call the manageable category of foods. Foods that I'm going to eat whilst watching the TV, that I can enjoy, but I've got control over those. But then there's also the snacks that I can eat at home, that I have to put the brakes on, or the snacks that I'm eating when I'm out at the movies and I've just completely lost control of. And now that I've got more awareness about where I am, because I don't go to the movies that often, only when something really, really exciting catches my interest. So I don't go that often. I do go to the theatre But in the theatre, if I go to see a theatre show, for some reason, I never sit and eat. Yeah, I don't really. Maybe the odd thing or two before it starts, but I don't tend to eat. Yeah, isn't that strange? Strange. But so anyway, so I tend to group it into a couple of categories. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to talk through those categories and share with you some of my best ideas, and ideas that might help you in those scenarios. So the first category is the type of foods that if I'm like having a movie night, or like I did last night. Last night I was on the sofa with my cats, 3 cats. I know, I've turned into a cat woman. I know. I'm sat there with my 3 cats on my lap, under my electric blanket, and I thought, Angela, you are the cat woman. I know, how sad, how sad. Well, no, actually, it's not sad because I love my cats. I love my cats. And we weren't even watching a movie. I say we, like me and the cats were watching them. I wasn't even watching the movie. I was catching up on Emmerdale and Corrie. Please don't judge me. I was catching up on those. But I sat there from 8 o'clock till half midnight catching up on my soaps. And in a situation like that, or if I'm going to just sit and relax and we're just going to watch TV or watch a movie or even watch YouTube, because I watch a lot of YouTube, and I like long form YouTube. So at the moment there's a podcast series that I'm watching, and this guy, his podcasts can run over 3 or 4 episodes, and each one is about 2 to 3 hours long. And I like things like that because, one, it's of interest, but also I can just sit and relax and listen. Anyway, when in that scenario, I would go for things such as the chicken dippers, the chicken wings, or the chicken nuggets. And usually this is things that I've made myself, and I tend to have like a nice dip with that. And what happens, so like last night I had chicken strips coated in Doritos and baked, and then I had a honey and mustard dip, which was, oh my days, absolutely delicious. And I find that when I'm having that, once I've had 3 or 4 of those chicken dippers, they remind me of they were like the chicken selects that you get in McDonald's. And once I've had 3 or 4 of those, and again, I eat mindfully and I eat really slowly, and I just have that break in between, and I'm taking my time with the dip, I'm done. I'm done. I don't need to eat anything else because they fill me up. They'll really fill me. So I will have, say like I knew I was going to be sat there for about 4 hours. So I had one, maybe ate it really slowly and just took my time eating them, maybe one every half an hour. Just really, I know I'm a bit of a princess, you know, dipping it in and really tasting it and savouring it. And it was I'm watching the TV. And once I'm eating things like that, because what I notice is if I eat it really quickly, then within 2 or 3 hours, I'm going to be on the hunt for food again. But I'm making it last, and I'm done. Once I've had 3 or 4 of them, maybe even 5, I'm done. And sometimes I will do some chips with that. Sometimes it'll be oven chips. More often than not, I will like chip up my potatoes, air fry them, and I've got my oven chips and my dips and my chicken nuggets. So it also almost becomes an extra meal. And when I'm having that, I'm so satisfied. Oh, you tried making chicken breast popcorn style. Yeah, you need a good recipe for it. Do you know what? I tell you what I do. I keep it simple. Once I've got my chicken nuggets or my chicken all chopped up, just beat an egg, dip it in the egg, and then roll it in something like your nachos or your Doritos. But also, if you've got things like cornflakes or even Rice Krispies, just crunch them up and just roll it in that. Nicely covered, spray it with a bit of oil, pop it in the oven. Simple as that. That's as easy as it is. But usually with the chicken, I season my chicken because I can't eat plain chicken. I season my chicken with all those herbs and those spices, and then I dip it into the egg and then roll it in the Doritos, or even like your cornflakes is really nice because it gives it that crunch, and it doesn't taste like a breakfast cereal because it's got that crunch. And then spritz it with oil, pop it in the oven, job done. Lovely. Create a really nice dip with that and maybe some chips, and that's, you know, that is a really, really nice meal. And if I know you're following the Weight Watchers plan, Horatio, that's going to be really low point. It's going to be low pointed, but also because the chicken and the protein, that's going to be really, really filling. So that's something that I had last night, and that for me is good. Other things that I tend to have that I call, you know, my wise choices, my enjoyable choices when I'm watching TV or I'm sitting down for a movie, is I'll have a pizza. And sometimes I make my pizza, but sometimes I just love to buy a pizza. And I don't tend to order them in because I just find them a bit too heavy and a bit too greasy. But I will buy one in, say, like from Tesco's. Tesco's has a lovely range of pizzas. And it's their own, and I will just, and they are pointy, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so you season the chicken. Yeah, definitely season that chicken, dip it in the egg wash, and then roll it in your topping. Or even if you've got something like panko breadcrumbs or any kind of breadcrumbs, it's just really easy. And the great thing about those, Horatio, is once you've rolled them and you've made them, you could freeze them uncooked, and then when you're ready to cook them, just pop them in the oven or pop them in the air fryer, just spit them with a bit of oil, and job done. Yeah, save you from having to make them as you need them. They will freeze, and even if you cook them, you can then freeze them, and then when you want them, just put them in the air fryer. My only thing with that is they can be a little bit dry. So I do tend to prefer to freeze them uncooked. Yeah. And then when you cook them, they're nice and moist and juicy then. So, yeah. So pizza, I will go for like a pizza. I'll go out and I'll buy myself a pizza from Tesco's. And usually I will just have half. You know, this is the big ones. I'll just cut it in half. And then with one half, cut that into 4, pop that in the oven, and again get a really nice dip. I've eaten that. I'm satisfied. I'm done. I feel like I've eaten. And again, I'm eating it slowly throughout the movie, and usually at the top of the movie. Or sometimes what I'll do, I'll put 2 of that half, I'll put 2 pieces in the oven and then eat those first, and then halfway through go and put the other 2 in and then eat those. So I make it last as much as I can, and things like that is really, really satisfying for me. Other things that I find that I can really enjoy and fill me and I don't go overboard is sometimes just having a really nice sandwich. Just creating something really, really nice. Maybe something on a ciabatta, maybe a really nice panini. You know, something of quality. And again, having a little dip with that, maybe having a few crisps with that, having a nice drink and sitting down, really enjoying that. And again, another, if you're managing your points, another great way of having that, managing your points. So if something like that, like those evening snacks, I'd probably like lean into those 0 pointed foods, or manage your points, manage your calories, etc. at the top of the day, so that you can really sit down and enjoy that and make it a meal. Making it a meal, I'm going to enjoy it much more than if I'm just thinking, oh, this is a snack. Yeah. So yeah, having that. Also, something that sometimes I do on the side is create like a little platter. So if I just sit and eat an apple, that's boring. But I tell you what I did the night before was I got an apple, I sliced it up, I got some peanut butter. I know a lot of people do this with peanut butter powder, but I've just got peanut butter or the almond butter, and I just put a little bit on my plate and use that as a dip with my apples. Absolutely delicious. And sometimes I'll even put like a chunk of cheese or a baby bell with that, or a few nuts, and create a little platter. So I've got my apples, my cheese, my nuts, maybe even a few grapes as well, some peanut butter. Really nice dip. Got a lovely little platter. And then it's like that picky plate. I can pick on that throughout the evening. And as I'm saying that, I'm thinking, do you know what? Maybe even if I did myself a little sandwich as well, then that's a lot of food that's going to sustain me right through the evening. Yeah, I like that idea. I might add in a sandwich next time I do that. Something else is a fruit platter as well, but making it exciting. Maybe putting maybe some banana dipped in chocolate if you want that sweet treat, or maybe some grapes or some melon as well. Yeah, and then just expanding that out with a variety of different fruits, but not just like not sticking like a banana and a bunch of grapes and napping on the plate, but cutting it up and making it really nice. Can make that difference. Or making you peckish. Yeah, and you know what? As I'm talking about this, I'm kind of thinking, oh, what can I have in the moment? Yeah, but making it really exciting, making it really nice, can make all the difference. And again, these things are affordable, really affordable. But even if you are going to the movies and you're going out to the theatre, even taking some chopped up apples or some washed grapes or some melon and taking it in a little container so you can snack on them are great ideas. Something else that sometimes I have is my yogurt. I like my kefir yogurt. I love my Kvark yogurt, but I wouldn't just have it on its own. Again, I'll probably put it with some fruit as well. So I've got something really nice to look forward to. So those are some of what I call my those foods that I can manage. Really easy to manage because I've got them in proportion, got those all portioned out, easy to manage. I'm going to come on to the danger foods, the foods that I have to be really careful with. When I'm sitting at home watching TV, but especially when I'm like watching a film at the movies. And as I mentioned before, it's those crisps, those big bags of crisps. If I'm gonna go to the movies, I think, like if I go tomorrow, I think I will buy maybe like a 6-pack and take one, or just buy an individual bag of crisps and take it with me. That is much more manageable because when it's done, it's done. Psychological, it's done, it's done. It's like with that big bag, it wasn't done, and I wasn't going to be satisfied until it was done. So But when I eat one bag of crisps and I've got no access to those Walker's French fries, indeed, indeed. Okay, on those I might take 2 bags because they are really nice. But when it's done, it's done. Do you know what I mean? It's done. But those big bags that you buy, massive danger for me. Massive danger for me. So having if I'm gonna have crisps when I go to the movies, I'm gonna have to take it with me, sneak it in, because you're not really allowed to take food in there. I'm gonna have to sneak it in and just manage it by taking that small bag. Cookies. Oh my days. Sometimes when I go to the theatre, instead of buying went to Home Bargains, bought a bag of 20. Do you know what? I know that'll be a good price, but I know that you know, and you know that I know that's danger. That's danger because I've had like a bag of 12 French fries and they've not even lasted the week. Oh, I know. So but you know what? We are a work in progress, aren't we? And it is knowing our danger points, knowing those trigger points, knowing what's going to just push us that little bit too far, and then thinking, okay, how can I manage that? So now I don't buy the 12 pack. I buy a 6 pack. I buy a 6 pack because I know that after 6, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Whereas 12 pack's going to go on for longer. So I don't know how you're going to manage that 20 pack ratio. Give me your tips if you manage to manage that. So yeah, keeping control by just taking that small bag. But also things like cookies. Oh, it does last you a while. Well, you're going to have to give me some tips. You're going to have to give me some. So cookies. Yeah, I don't. If I'm at home, I might have a cookie. But you know what? Yesterday, as I was organising my cupboards, I was really proud of myself because I don't have a packet of biscuits in my house. Not one. Not one. And I remember the days I had more biscuits than food in my cupboards. I haven't got one. So I'm really pleased about that. But sometimes when I go to the movies, if I just go off to the movies on my own, not with my friends, and again, that's another really weird thing, because I've been to the movies on my own, and all I've bought is a cup of tea. And sometimes I feel like, you know what, I could do with a biscuit. But then I know that if I have a biscuit, it's going to lead to 2 or 3. So I won't even buy them and take them. So, but because I know that for me is the danger point. Sitting in the dark on my own, drinking my cup of tea and dipping my biscuit in my tea. Yeah, that's it. I'm gone. So that is a real danger point for me. Now, here's another one, and it's popcorn. Oh, I do like popcorn. And if you're following the Weight Watchers plan, unsweetened popcorn is 0. But the danger for me is when I'm sat in that movie theatre, like with that big bag of Doritos, nobody can see me. I'm in the dark, and it's that hand-to-mouth movement. And if I get one, you can get those. Sorry, just dropped my notebook. You can get those big buckets. I ain't stopping until that's done. I ain't stopping till it's done. I'd never do that at home, but for the same reasons of the crisp. But for some reason, I still do that in the movies. So what I'm planning on doing tomorrow is to pop my own popcorn and to portion it out and take it with me. That's the plan. So I can manage that portion. But if I'm going to go in there, I'm going to smell the popcorn, I'm going to buy that big tub, it ain't over until it's all over. And again, yeah, that is my learning point. I'm still learning on my journey every single day. I'm learning about myself and then finding what are those dangers, what are the triggers for me, and then thinking, how can I manage this? Because there's no point me saying, I'm going to buy that big tub and I'll only have a few, or I'll only have half. I know I'm kidding myself. I'm kidding myself. That ain't ever gonna happen. Ain't happening. So because I know that about myself, I've then got to just manage that and say the best way for me to enjoy popcorn is just to take a small portion with me. See, I see you've got a popcorn maker. Love that, love that. I just pop mine in a bowl. I've got a rice maker, and I pop it in there, spritz it with oil, and yeah, and do that. But one of those popcorn makers, they're fancy. Just churns it out. I think they're great. It's great. So popcorn. So I'm going to be taking some with me tomorrow, but I've got to manage the portions. Sweets is another one. I love a sweet. I love a sweetie. But do you know what? Back in the day where I used to go to the movie, I don't know if they do it. Yeah, they still do it. They did it the other day when we went to see The Colour Purple, and you can get the pick and mix. Don't even let me anywhere near there. Do not let me near those. One, they're really expensive, and as I said, I'm not tight. It's just that I prefer to save my money for things that are really important to me, like cruising. I think, well, the 15 quid I'm going to spend on popcorn or nachos, that's 15 quid towards my next cruise. So I'm not tight, guys. I just like to be savvy with my money and spend my money on the things that I want to do in life. So when I look at those sweets, ridiculously expensive, but I know I'm going to eat the lot. Whatever I've chosen, I'm going to eat the lot. Those pink and white mice, those strawberry pencils, I'm going to eat the lot. And yeah, you can get them like in Tesco's, the supermarkets, Aldi's. You can get bags of sweets really affordably. But the danger for me is, one, I'm sat in the dark. Two, nobody can see me. That messes up my mindset. And three, it ain't over until the bag is done. So I know that is my danger. So I'm not going to go there. Not going to go there. Not even if I can get a massive bag for £1. I'm not going there, because I know that is the sure way for me to get ruined. I'll be like sugar drunk. So I don't do that. So what I do sometimes, I love, like, those chocolate raisins or chocolate peanuts. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, I've got some chocolate chips. But if you've ever seen any of my what I eat in a day, sometimes I put those in my overnight oats. They're just the little chocolate chips. So I've got some of those, and I've also got a bag of raisins. So I'm going to make my own up. I'm just going to get a handful of my chocolate chips and a handful of raisins, put them in a little bag. I'm going to sit there and munch them. But because I've managed the portion, I'm going to enjoy it. And when it's done, it's done. It's over when it's done. That way I can still enjoy it, manage the portion, job done. So, it's then about finding ways to really enjoy the things that you love, but having that control over it. Things like refillable drinks, massive danger point for me as well, massive. Because even though I don't even really like them, because they have a very different taste to things like bottled Pepsi and even canned Pepsi, they all taste different. And, you know, even, you know, if you go somewhere really posh, they'll do you a Coca-Cola in the original Coca-Cola glass bottles. Those taste completely different to Coca-Cola in a can, Coca-Cola in a bottle, and Coca-Cola on draft. They all taste different. And the one in that you get refillable, well, let me say this, all of it is crap. All of it is crap. All of it is just sugar. Yeah, sugar and water, colorings and additives. But the one that they get on draft has even more crap in it, and that's why they're giving you for free. Yeah, they're giving it you for free because it's got even more crap in it. It's got no value, and that's why it's like, well, you can have as much as you want. You know, we've already made our money off this. You know, we've already paid. You've paid your money for the first time you buy it, and you could sit and drink it all day. We've already made our money off you. You know, that's how much crap is in there. And you know, it's fine when you're thirsty because, you know, anything is going to wash it down. But to me, it doesn't. I don't like the taste, and you know, I know other people do, but I don't like the taste of that. But sometimes I just think, oh, I'll get that because it's only $1.99 extra, whatever. But if I get that great big mug cup, it's probably about 2 liters, like that. Again, mindset kicks in. I'm in the dark. Nobody can see me. And it ain't over until it's done. And I'll sit there and drink the lot until my stomach is bloated and gassy. But I've paid for it. And what is that about, guys? What is that about where we say, well, I've paid for it, so I need to eat it. I've paid for it, so I need to drink it. I've paid for it, I need to get my money's worth. I can't leave it. What's that about? What's that about? Again, I think that comes from a mindset, a mentality of scarcity. Yeah, you know, the more I think about it, it comes from a mindset of scarcity where it's kind of like, you know, we've got food, we've got access to food and drink now. So let's have it because we might not have it later. Yeah, I mean, I do have some thoughts on that, but that's a topic for another time. But yeah, it's a mindset. It's like back in the day, I used to go, if me and my son was going out somewhere, I'd say, eat before you go because you might be hungry when you get there. He'd go, well, Mum, if I'm hungry when I get there, I can eat when I get there. And I'd be like, that's a mindset of scarcity. Yeah, back in the day where, I mean, Mum used to say that to us, you know. Oh, me, I've got another phone call. I'm in demand today. I'll call them back in a minute. I had a mindset where I was always told, you know, eat because you might get hungry later. And that stayed with me. But yeah, but those are the danger. Let me get back to the point because I need to start wrapping up. So those are my danger foods. Those refillable drinks. So I would rather have a can or a bottle, or you know, and Pepsi. Pepsi Max is my thing. I prefer Pepsi Max than Coca-Cola, or water. But if I'm at home, so I'll have that when I'm going out, but when I'm at home, the only time I have Pepsi is if I'm having it with like a whiskey or a rum, something like that. But if I want a really nice drink when I'm at home, when I'm watching the movies, aside from the tea, because it's always tea or coffee, then I'll go for sparkling water and put a little bit of fruit in it. or a little bit of squash in it. And then it feels like I'm having something really decadent. So yeah, and with that, again, I can manage the portions, because even though that'll bloat me, once I've finished the glass is done. Yeah, it's done when it's over when it's done. So those are a few things that that are my safe foods, the foods that I can manage, and then a few things that are my danger points. Danger points, and I really have to try and take control of those when I'm sat in the dark. I know, isn't it crazy how sitting in the dark to sitting in daylight or in light can make that difference? It's crazy. So yeah, when I'm sat in the dark, I think nobody can see me, and I've got these great big packets or tubs or containers of food and drink. That is my danger point. So I manage that by managing those portions and having those smaller portions. But yeah, so those are some of the foods that I eat. And but yeah, for me, what I've learned is if I'm eating at home, then having that smaller meal, having, chicken, but done really, really nicely. Also, fish goujons as well are really nice, making fish goujons instead of the chicken. And if you're vegan or vegetarian, maybe doing something similar with tofu or corn is really nice. But yeah, if you're following the Weight Watchers plan, there's loads of ideas on the app for those snack foods, those snack meals. And you know what? I'll come back another day and I will go through some of those snack ideas, because I do want to do next week. I'm going to go through meal ideas. We've already looked at breakfast suggestions, and last week we did lunch suggestions, and I'm going to come back and do dinner suggestions and then snack ideas. I'm going to come up with a few recipes and a few ideas that might be of interest to you. So yeah, I hope you found that food for thought, and it may not help you, but there may be something there that you think, oh, actually, I resonate with that, or actually, yeah, that's something I'm going to try. I hope it's been of value for you. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up there now, because I've got to get ready. I'm going out. My friend is calling me. My daughter-in-law's calling me. I'm in demand today. I know. And I've got to make the most of it whilst people want to get hold of me. And I've got to go let me 2 cats in as well, because last week somebody tried to steal one of my cats. I know, that's a story for another time. Oh, the worst side of Angela came out. You don't ever want to see the bad side of me. You just do not want to see that. And my neighbours got to see that. Yeah, my neighbours tried to steal my cat. He's gorgeous though. This is Benji, my orange cat. Somebody tried to steal him. Yeah. Yeah. And you, Horatio, you have a lovely weekend too. And I will see you very soon. So guys, whatever you're doing, have a lovely, lovely weekend. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Leave a comment, give this a like, and feel free to share as well. And if you're not in my Facebook group, feel free to join me. It's Time Out with Angela in brackets group, or join my page, which is Time Out with Angela. And you'll also find me on Instagram as well at Time Out with Angela. Guys, whatever you're doing, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'll be back tomorrow as usual, because I'm doing these daily. I'll be back tomorrow, and I will pop that notification of when I'm going live on Facebook. Okay, guys, I will see you very soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Take care now. Bye.